you have your art, and then you have to decide, well, what kind of canvas do I want to use? Do I want to paint it on a wood canvas or a stretch canvas, or maybe you want to paint it on like a wooden box or even a table or like furniture or different things. So deciding what to do, and I'll show you what I look for when I'm getting canvases, and I will show you how to prepare the canvas. All right, we're good to go. I just had to charge my headphones, and now it is time. Alright, so I'm on my way to get canvas now and pen. Canvas and pen. Canvi? Canvases? I know it's pens, but canvases seems weird, so I'm gonna stay sticking with canvi. Canvi. Strawberry is my favorite right now for Rockstar. I need to quit them. I drink too many. It's not healthy. Not good for my teeth. Not good for your body. It's not good for the spirit or the soul or the mind. Okay, I can't lie, it's pretty good for the mind sometimes. Get you creative, get you focused. But it's a pretty serious addiction, to be honest. However, I can't be mad at myself because I did quit smoking cigarettes. Today's probably day 6. I've quit before in the past, quite a few times. One time I quit for like 3 whole years. The last time I started smoking again was around, I think, October this past year. And so it hasn't been that long that I've been smoking again. It was a little bit rough the first few days. Bit of depression, bit of grumpiness, quite a bit of grumpiness. I'm fine now, so that's dope. So the next thing is to get off these fucking Rockstar drinks. Well, my journey got even longer. There's a bridge over here that was walkable and drivable. Not that I drive, but because there's protests going on downtown. Now they've cut it off for walking. This cop over here, I just asked him, he said I can't cross. I was debating on doing it anyway, but there's another cop there. I just seen somebody else cross it, but I don't know why it's closed. It kind of fucks everything up because now I gotta go this other way. I don't know how much longer it's gonna take me, but definitely gonna add some time to the journey here. I really gotta get this canvas though, and I need that pen because I need to
make these videos for y'all.
So I'm approaching the next road after walking about 10 minutes, and there's police at this road too, man. I'm starting to get this feeling they're not gonna fucking let me in. I don't know exactly what's been going on downtown the last few days. So beforehand, just a brief explanation. Truckers all over the downtown area, all the bridges blocked off except for one to get from here, Gatineau, Quebec, into Ottawa, which is about a 5-10 minute drive. And now that bridge that I was taking to walk over is blocked off. This road's been blocked off for driving, and it looks like it's blocked off for walking too. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to even go. Is there any way to get to the actual like station to go over to St. Laurent Mall? That's not possible at all, eh?
Yeah, I don't think so. Like,
okay.
Everything on the other side of it
yeah.
is closed.
What happened, man? Like I know everything with like the convoy and stuff, but apparently people were.
We started just blocking off all the streets and then taking the streets back one by one.
Okay, man. All right, thanks. Have a good day. Jeez. Well, that was a fail. So I ended up going over to the bus stop where I would take the bus, and the bus would then lead me.
I had to call my girlfriend to get this information.
Because like I said, I moved here in July. I don't know the bus routes very well by any means. I don't really take them. I haven't had to too often, and the only time I have is with her going out, doing Christmas shopping, different things.
My face is frozen, so when I talk it looks funny.
It feels weird. So I go to the bus stop, and I'm looking up online what time the bus is gonna come. And there's a service message saying that none of the buses are going from Ottawa to Gatineau right now because of the protests. So not only are the bridges blocked off, the LRT I can't get to, the buses are now also off. There's literally no way for me to go to where I wanted to go. So I'm back home now. There is a solution. It's not the best solution. It's not the solution I wanted because I don't get to go to the art store with you and like bring you around and just talk about the stuff a little bit. I'm just gonna have to order this stuff on Amazon, and it'll probably end up coming tomorrow, which is not too bad. At least half of the day has passed, and I was trying to do something today, which now I still can, but I have to do something different. So I'll probably start editing the video for this today, even though it's not done yet, so that tomorrow, once I finish it, I can just finish the video quickly, and then I'm kind of not losing too much time. So that's kind of the plan now. Apparently my Amazon packages, yep, have arrived. So that's dope. I guess they put it in one boxy box. So this is the canvas. I got a few canvases because it came in a bundle, and the pens. We'll open that in a bit. I'm actually just right now working on the video for the drawing that I still have to finish, but again, by the time you see this, it'll be done. So I'm just gonna do this for a bit, and then I'll open that up with you guys.
We shall have a chat about what I will paint.
So the video is going well. It's at the point where I've edited everything I have so far, and so now I need to get the pen out and finish the drawing. So I'm gonna open this now.
See what you got.
So I got my pens. So I like these ones. I've gotten them before. It's the same ones I was using to line the same drawing. Anyway, they're Pigma Micron, and I got the 50mm, and I wanted them all to be the same. I don't like to have to worry about changing sizes and having a different effect. And then these are the canvases. I think I got a package that came with multiple sizes. Okay, so there's 3 of each. Dope. I wanted to do something that's not too big and not too small, and this is a good size. It takes like a while, but not like I could probably get this done in a day. And I don't want the videos to take too long because of the detail level. Because I'm working on my music and shit, I really need to put a lot of my time into that. I can't be doing a huge painting that takes me 4 days straight all of my day. Doing something smaller, I can still do a really nice detailed piece, but this doesn't have to be as big, so it takes me less time overall. And this way I can get more videos out to you guys faster. I can still finish a piece, still show you different tips and tricks, and I can still work on my music. I will probably end up using all of these at some point. I've never done this size before. This is the 8x8, but I kind of think it's pretty fucking dope, this little size. And there's lots of space on my walls, but the spaces are small, so these sizes are also convenient for placement in my room. These canvases were supposed to be pre-gessoed, and I can tell that they are. They're potentially not as gessoed as I would like, and normally I get canvases from Michaels, but this seems a bit more rough on the top, which means it hasn't been coated as well. Hopefully it'll be okay with the markers. I think it should, but I have had issues in the past with ones that weren't so coated. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna open these up now. Another thing you gotta be careful of, there you go, yeah, it's visible like this. You see that, all the indents? This is why I don't like buying canvases online. It's like a perfect example. When I go to the art store, I can at least look at the canvases from the front. And I can also lay it flat on the floor in the store to see if any are curved. And this dentage, this happens when you have canvases inside of here pushing up against this. And then, in my opinion, it wrecks the whole canvas. Like, you know, I wouldn't want to paint on this. I'm gonna have to use it because I got it, but I'm not excited or happy that that's like that. And so, unless I can somehow make it look like it's not actually there, I wouldn't want to sell this to somebody, because I can see clearly from a distance and on certain angles. Like, look at that, you can see the dents there. Oh yeah, look at, see, that's not professional. I wouldn't sell this canvas, you know. And unfortunately this one has it as well. It's not as bad, but it's still there. And that means that this one, yep, this one has it as well. This one too. And so looks like actually the only good ones are the small ones when it comes to not having damage. And that's disappointing. I don't like when that happens. It ends up being a waste of money. I don't know why they would package it like this. I guess there could be a potential way that I could fix it. I have no idea. Never tried it, never looked it up. Cool, that's that. Everything's good. I'm gonna go back to drawing now. So just doing a quick update, I actually did find an answer for what to do with canvases that have dents in them, and you can basically just take a damp, cold, wet cloth, not too damp, but like very mildly damp, and you kind of just circularly rub it around the areas that are dented on the canvas. You let it dry, and then it kind of stretches back to normal. So I did that on the canvas that I ended up drawing on. I just hadn't had a chance to hop in and re-record to mention that I did that, but that's something I did, so the canvas is now perfect. The drawing is done. You guys will have seen it by now. There it is, just super briefly for those who might not have seen it. Last video posted, I create that. Now it is time to take this canvas. The reason I didn't want to say what I'm gonna paint, my chair. My girlfriend, her birthday is on March 8th, and so I'm trying to make her a painting for that day, but I don't want her to know. I gotta keep it a secret. So I gotta be very careful on the release schedule. So one day I was on a group chat with an NFT project, and she was impatiently wanting to talk to me. And so I drew her a little picture, and this was the little guy I drew, and it's supposed to be me. My hair was a little shorter at the time, and she really liked it. And so I think that if I paint this for her birthday, she might enjoy that. And so that's what I'm gonna put onto the canvas. Okay, so we have him. I like to make a square around the piece that I'm gonna create. In this case, the flower is gonna end up cut off. Actually, that could work too, now that I'm looking at it. So I could have it where the canvas will be like this kind of thing, and then cut off here on this side, or I can have it where the canvas will go like this and cut off kind of here and have some of the flower. I almost feel like over here would be a little bit better. It's about deciding too what looks best, like proportionately, and just having the placement and the flow of the piece. This is what I normally do with characters when I'm trying to figure out how to place them on a canvas. And then there's going to be just a little more here, so it's almost the full flower. I feel like that's pretty good. Now, just for the sake of looking like I'm a pro, I'm going to measure the square, make sure it's even. So let's say it's about 6 3/4 centimeters wise. So I'll do this. And then I'll go this way, 6 3/4 right here. But I actually had it pretty much right when it came to the line here. That's good. So right down there generally. You can see there's a square shape surrounding him. So now what I do is I kind of just split it into a grid. So I'll put the line there, and then it would be the same here. So 3-ish, and you draw your line down nicely like this, and you draw your line nicely like this. So that's my grid. It looks pretty even. And so now I'm going to take that grid idea, and I'm just going to basically do a grid on the canvas itself. And then I have a better idea of where to start drawing, and I can place things more proportionately based on the grid. So I have the 4/4 of the canvas, and then I can base that on where to place every little individual piece. I could start this as a brand new sketch with the head shape and everything, but to get it placed in a good area, this is also a really good way to do it. I never did a circle head shape with this guy. I think I just made him from scratch with no shaping, but I can give him a circle head here just for an example. There would be a circle basically right in here like this, and I could technically add that circle onto the canvas and then create the head from that circle. Pretty much that's kind of the process. So now I'm going to make the grid on the canvas. But for those of you who don't know, I use Molotov markers, one for all. I always, when I draw the sketch onto the canvas, I do not use pencil. It can indent the canvas, and it also just makes it really hard to paint over. So I usually use the light yellow, it's called vanilla pastel specifically, or I use a really light blue, usually the ceramic blue. I think it's pastel also. So I use that. So now I'm just going to split the canvas. It's 12 by 12, so I'm just going to do this and go 6 by 6. So I'm just going to do lines across the middle of each section to get that center line across and to split it into 4. And again, the reason I'm doing that is because then I have different sections, and I can take this situation with the sections and I can just try and match it up to the lines and where everything is proportionate. So I'm just going to do this real fast and time lapse it. I've decided I'm going to use blue though, so that it's visible for you guys. So blue it will be. One thing I like to do is I like to put a small line in each section just so I know where to match the line up with the ruler, because sometimes, okay, so you can place the ruler here and you can have it on this line, but it could end up curved. So right now I can see very clearly, and actually it's visible on the camera, that this line is on an angle and you don't want that. So to match it up, you kind of just do this. Helps make it a little bit easier just to get that line placement correct and to know where you need to end up on each side. You know? So now when I do this, that is going to be a pretty well straight line. Do the same up here. I'm gonna do the circle inside of the head here on the canvas first before I begin, because it has been a while and I don't want to make a mistake. You can fix mistakes when you're in the sketching phase. It's fairly easy, but you don't want to make too many, so to avoid them at all costs is still better than to have a few or even one. I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna just lay it down and time lapse this, and then when it's finished I will come back and have a chat with you guys about that and kind of just explain a little bit more.
Gotta go through bitter shit to find the flavor that you're feeling. All the sour shit is for a reason. All the changes are throughout the seasons. Trees grow leaves, then they die and repeat it. Pain comes around and it's gone when we don't need it. Keeping up the walls that keeps you hiding from your negative energy, you ain't healing. Time to wake up, start believing. You can feel it if you try, just relax and start breathing. Everything we ever go through is for a reason. Times get harder, then you learn how to defeat it.
Okay, so I like it. I'm very happy with it. It's not an issue. It is a little bit disproportionate compared to the main sketch, but that's like really, really common. It happens pretty much all the time. Sometimes you'll even have a sketch onto a canvas that came from a piece of paper that ends up better. It just depends on the scenario. It's not too much of an issue. Ultimately, you can kind of try to adjust it as you paint it and try and make it a little bit better. Sometimes you can get lucky and it'll look way good. Sometimes it just kind of stays how it is, and even then, if it stays like this, I won't be mad. Another thing that's making it look kind of, I guess elusive is a good word, is you have that circle there interrupting everything, and you have where the cheek, I did thick it just a little bit. There's 2 lines, so the thinner line is making you think it's thinner when it's actually a little bit more out here, and the same on this side as well. I got a few lines here that I redid, so when I go wider here, it should be okay, and this chin here I did longer, but I can actually cut it back to the original line, which is the top line. In this section here, there's those 2 lines, so that should hopefully help kind of proportion it back. So that's what's cool about getting a sketch prepared. You can kind of fuck around, and it's messy, but if you do it as best as possible, it can remain not too messy, and you can still understand what's going on, and you can obviously work around certain issues that might happen, which is why we sketch onto a canvas. So the only other things I did want to briefly mention is, I guess when it comes to picking a canvas, size-wise, it's just literally about how big or small you want to do it. Do you feel like you want to put in a lot of time? Anything bigger than this is going to take me usually I would say 3 to 4 days. This is probably going to take me 1 day if I sit and do it all day long, but if I was working right now, this would take me 2 days, maybe 2.5. It just depends on how much time you want to put in, how large you want it to be. Do you want it to be really huge on your wall? If you want to go like 4 by 3 foot, I did a couple of those way back. I think I have like 1 or 2 videos of ones that are that size. Those took me 7 days.
I'm talking full days.
Like from 8:30 in the morning all the way to 2 in the morning for 7 days straight, where I was dead tired after. I didn't eat properly. It was not a healthy way to do it, but I was
Addictively
trying to get these paintings done. They were huge. And then when it comes down to deciding on an actual canvas itself, meaning what type of canvas. So this is like a classic stretched canvas. It's pre-gessoed like I mentioned, so it comes with the preparation in mind. It's basically primed for you to just get to the painting right away. You can also buy canvas that has never been primed and prime it yourself with gesso. That is an entirely different subject, and I would do a video on it, but truthfully I don't know enough about it. I buy the ones that are primed already, and then it's good to go. I don't see any, I don't have knowledge on this, but I don't see any negatives to doing it this way. And then when it comes to things like furniture and stuff, it's an entirely different process, especially because furniture wise, it depends on the material of the furniture. So let's say this desk here, I wouldn't paint this desk, because if I was to put paint on here, here's an example. So this here, that's a little bit of blue paint from the other day. This will scratch right off. This isn't a surface that I feel like would be safe to paint, just because of the way that they've coated this material to stay lasting for a long time. If I wanted to do like a piece of wood furniture, let's say like an older chair or a chair that's made of real proper wood, you can sand it down, get rid of all the coatings and everything like that. You use a paint finisher, a paint sealer is what they call it, and you put the paint sealer on, and then you let that dry for I think 2 or 3 days or whatever, 24 hours, something like that. I don't remember exactly right now, it's been a bit. And then you would gesso that, just prepare it, get it all white, and then you could literally paint the entire piece of furniture. For example, this table that I did. So I sanded this whole thing down, I did all of that preparation and everything, and then I made this dope table. Again, that's another option. Here's another wooden option that I did. This is a card, so it's just the card shape and the size. So I did the same process as I did with the table. I sanded it down, I used the wood sealer, and then I used the gesso, and then I just painted on it directly, very carefully, and I did 10 of those, which there's a video for, so I won't show the rest. You can go check it out if you'd like. And yeah, so it just depends on the process. Everything has a different process. There's wood canvases as well, and there's also, you can get a bunch of different like unfinished wood boxes from Michael's or even Dollarama, like a dollar store. And a lot of these different projects can be really, really fun to do. I actually really enjoy doing furniture a lot, and I also really love doing wooden boxes, which if you've been around for a long time, you'll have seen I've done,
I would say
2 or 3 boxes on YouTube videos. Yeah, man, it's just a matter of figuring out what you want to do. And then for me, the way I've learned all this stuff is I just go online and I look it up, you know what I mean? And there's always answers for everything on, especially Google, YouTube as well. You know, if you want to learn something and you don't know how to do it, look up a tutorial, ask the question like, how do I do this? How would I sand wood? How would I gesso something? What kind of gesso do I? All of these answers I've gotten from online myself. I usually go right to YouTube, and some artist has usually had that information there for me, or
on Google.
So yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it when it comes to preparing a canvas, picking a canvas out, and just deciding what you want to do for it. I think I've covered most of the information I wanted to say. I hope this video was useful. I hope I didn't miss anything. Let me know in the comments if there are any questions that I maybe did miss or that you thought of along the way, and I'd be happy to answer those. Those canvases that I got from Amazon, they're called Magic Fly. They are fine. If they come damaged like that, you're gonna have to take the damp cloth, do the little, very lightly, not too wet, little circles on the back of the canvas around the dents. Once it dries, it will fix the canvas and make it more flat. So this canvas no longer has any damage, as you can see. I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. The next one will be me painting this, starting painting this, just the first 3 layers, and I'll be doing a detailed description of all that. And that's it. Watch for the next one. Let me know if you have questions. Don't forget to subscribe.